Hello folks, this is going to be a little different rambling and about a group of books. Let me try to show these 5 books. There's 3 of them. See, they're all Forgotten Realms near the top of your screen, and then the title's near the bottom. And there's 2 more to show. And this Azure Bonds, that relates to a software game too that was on the PC quite a few years ago. And I like to point these out. I got these at a local store. You know, one of those stores in the Midwest. They're not really antique stores, but they have some junk and some goodies, depending on your perspective. And the price on one of them is there, you see. I paid a big 50 cents for all 5 of these. And I don't know that I have any of the old ones in the house from years back. This relates to Dungeons and Dragons, the Forgotten Realms group. And there's all different series, and they tend to be trilogies, and they're often 3 different authors that pick up, like the second book in a trilogy, they'll pick up the theme and write it the way they see fit. And I enjoyed a couple of them kind of. One I'm not liking, and then Azure Bonds is the only one I really remember seeing from way back. Some of them are dated 91 and some are earlier than that. And I'm not going to do any reviews in this little broadcast. I haven't done a broadcast for several days. I do get some views. If I promote this twice on Twitter, I can get 15 or 20 views. Not really a lot. I wanted to go into the Ukraine a little bit, that discussion. And for the record, it's just 8 a.m. Central Standard Time on Friday, the last day of February 2014. Clearly, some U.S. connected people were involved in the Ukraine and the overthrow. It's not all cut and dried. They seem to be these nationalist types. You might also say extreme right wing that were involved in the uprising. It seems to be pretty limited to the capital city, or the biggest city, Kiev. The Crimea is the breadbasket of much of Eastern Europe. I don't think Russia's going to let that go. Let me say for the record, I'm not a big fan of any government. Russia, Ukraine, old or new, the U.S. Trying to sort out what's going on. It's not just a simple element of U.S. versus Russia. It's more complicated than that. And people are giving conflicting news reports. Even people I generally trust, listening to a couple of them, they will contradict each other. I'm listening to mainly these days, and not that extensively, but mainly to Rense programs and Micro Effect. I'm afraid Republic has lost most all credibility with me. Robbie Noel, who isn't the healthiest guy in the world or the fastest speaker, he talks about the economy. He's on Micro Effect. He's one of these Republic people they kicked out. It seems to me if you're a little too critical of the powers that be, you get forced off of Republic. If you make Polish jokes or just lie about the Polish people, which I'm part Polish, I'm not proud of the whole history. I'm afraid that the U.S. is going to go the way of the old 1300s era Lithuania and 1500s era Poland. We're already pretty much ruined. If people are arrogant at the top and at the bottom often. They think it's not going to happen here. And then they want to blame typically the wrong people. A peasant farmer in Lithuania that was taken in 1939 and sent to Siberia didn't have that much to do with the goings on in the world, I'm afraid to tell you. And a middle class family struggling to keep from getting out on the street with increased costs for so-called global warming and so-called Obamacare. They don't have that much to do with the goings on in the world, I'm afraid to tell you. But there are layers upon layers, and if you want to look for the top human people, look at who took over most of the world's money. And enough said about that. But again, back to the Ukraine, there's more than two elements, and it's not that simple. And as I just mentioned, 3 networks. Genesis has very little credibility with me anymore. I might talk about that later. Although there's a fellow from Missouri I listened to yesterday. He did a good speech about, or a good show about the, not Wisconsin, Dr. Miller, but Michigan pig or hog farmers that apparently they want to be put out of business by their competitors by any means, fair or foul. This is what I mean. The parallel to the Ukraine in the 1930s is kind of scary, where they want to destroy, take over completely our food system, when here we are in what used to be one of the biggest producers for the whole world for decades. I'm sitting here in the Midwest. And I'm kind of rambling on, which I intended to do kind of in this video. The sun is behind me. We have a little bit of bright sun. It may be below 0 2 more days next week, yet our supposed government wants to shut down coal plants to keep it from getting more warmer in the globe. It's just so the rates are going to go up maybe for electricity 80%. They already tripled for me since I moved to Iowa. I would welcome any comments. Some of my traditional viewers are people I know. If you want to comment on anything I said here, go ahead. Saying that I look funny or that I'm stupid. I mean, I know that I look funny. I know that I'm not stupid. Those kind of comments are not welcome. Apparently the NSA and other governmental agencies were involved, according to Snowden, were involved with professional trolling on the internet, which actually explains a lot. And certainly, they pretty much ruined me on YouNow. They couldn't get rid of me. Here I am, keep blabbing. I didn't mean to keep going, but when you take away 18.4 levels that I rightfully earned, I mean, that was a really good way to get me to quit broadcasting. It was successful. But that's it for now, and till the next time, good luck.